but we are back out here where the fruit trees are, and we're going to look at getting some netting over, but we need to create a bit of a structure with some polypipe. So that's what we're trying to work out now. So we're starting off, I'll show you in a moment, we're starting off with a apple tree and just testing out to see whether what we think is going to work will actually work. So this is the apple tree here, and what we've done is put in a star picket. There's one there, there's one there. So we've got 4 star pickets. These are shorter ones, but because this apple tree is not very big yet, it will be okay. And then we've got this polypipe. Now this polypipe is a little bit small. It doesn't fit over the star picket, which would be ideal. We do have some other pipe that we're going to use, but we wanted to use this up first. So we're just attaching you can see here, we're just screwing a Tek screw in through the pipe and into the star picket, and so that's going to hold it. I'll just walk back so you can see. So the idea is to have an arch over there, then we'll do another arch across that way, and then we'll be able to put our netting over the top. And the idea is that it keeps it off the actual branches and the tree and makes it easier to remove. And often what happens is the branches grow, and they grow through the netting, and it gets very hard to take it off. So you can see this is going to be the first time we'll actually get some apples. So we actually have a few apples growing on this tree. It can take several years before you get apples, and I don't remember what kind of apple tree this is because the tag's been taken off, but we'll soon find out when they grow. We're going to bring those in a little bit, or
yeah, I think I'll go like that.
Oh, I've walked through the wire again. Marcus, I'm filming. Cut. You
can't swear on this.
You can't swear.
Oh, you've got to give me a little bit of a heads up, please.
Oh, all right, I'll leave that. Where am I not going to walk on it? There. All right. Yes. So
film it again.
It's filming.
Right,
I'll just have to cut that out.
Loosen that off.
What am I doing? Taking this out?
Yeah.
How? Oh God, it's not easy. You're gonna have to do that. I can't.
Yeah, you knock this one in.
Whereabouts?
So
are we going?
So
about.
We're going to try to go like that.
It's about this. So this bit's a bit short, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So about there,
yeah,
maybe.
I reckon.
Well, you know, a little bit more.
Yeah, I reckon.
So it can come up a little.
Yep.
All right. All right.
Bang that in, and I'll get this one out.
I'm better at doing this than trying to pull it out. Except a rubber one would have been nicer. I don't think I'm very good at this either. It's going to take me forever. That's not going in very far at all. It is. I couldn't tell. It felt like it was doing nothing. All right. Do you want to see where this one should go? Yeah. Oh yeah. So probably about here. Huh?
Slow it down to the ground.
Yeah, but we want it up.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, got it.
So about here, where my foot is. So just in there. I should go and get the netting too from the car.
Yeah, we'll get this up first.
Yeah.
wire it up and
So while Marcus works on finishing that off, this is a nectarine tree which I've had issues with leaf curl. It's been better this year than it has in previous years, so I feel like maybe I'm slowly starting to get on top of it. They're not ready to eat yet, and you don't even like nectarines. So, oh, there's a ladybug on there. I hope that's a good thing. I mean, ladybugs are always a good thing. I don't know if it does anything for leaf curl. But so what I did was I sprayed it with copper at bud swell. So just sort of when the buds are swelling and haven't fully started to open. And then a week later, I think it was a week or 2 weeks later, I think a week later I sprayed it again. Now the dog's trying to bark. And then I also did it last year, because that's what I did the year before, didn't quite work fully. Then last year I also sprayed it at leaf fall in autumn. So it's like 3 times, leaf fall in autumn and then twice before spring, before they started to open up the blossoms. So it is better. It's better this year, I think, than it has. And what I've just been doing is any of the affected leaves, I've just been removing. I did this earlier when they all first, when the leaves started to unfurl. But I'm just going to do another little cleanup of it. We want to sort of prevent any of this from staying on the tree where possible. Oh, I'll leave you alone, little ladybug. I'll just go around you. Sorry to disturb you. So this is what I've been doing, is removing the leaves. I put it in a plastic bag and throw it in the rubbish bin. Do not put it in compost, and don't let it just sort of let them fall to the ground either, because we really want to remove the leaf curl fully. So that's what I'm going to do now. Is just, there's still a little bit here, but like I said, not as bad as previous years. So I feel that if I keep on top of it, oh, my nose has got very itchy. If I keep on top of it, so I'll show you this is a really, oh, there's also an earwig in there, but this is a really affected leaf. Look at that one. Like, it's full of leaf curl, and there's a little earwig in there too. So I'm just gonna throw those out. Leaf curl does affect fruiting. I don't actually have a lot of fruit on here. There's only probably one. Oh, this one's been eaten already. That's why we need to net it. 2, 3, 4. I've only got about 5 or 6 fruit growing. Leaf curl can affect fruiting. I haven't had decent fruit from here because of the leaf curl in the last couple of seasons. But we also had, this is one of the first trees to blossom, and we had really, really damaging winds when this tree just started to blossom, and I think that has affected pollination as well, because we've got sort of over this side there's a few, but the rest of the tree has nothing. There's no fruit on there at all. So ant. I am using gloves because there are often ants in this tree. The earlier in the season, when I was removing the leaf curl, I'd come out here to check on it, and I didn't have any gloves, and I didn't use gloves, and I ended up getting bitten by an ant. I also didn't have a plastic bag and was just holding them in my hand. Not a good idea. So I got bitten by an ant. They're sort of big ants and they hurt. So that's why I'm wearing gloves today. That one did try to just crawl up my glove though. So I'm just gonna make sure I don't get bitten by an ant. I've had too many insect bites recently. Stung by a bee twice, and then an ant not so long ago. So I'm doing my best to stay away from the insects. Right, so we've got the poly pipe attached now, and it crosses over at the top. I'm just using a little bit of wire. What is that, fencing wire?
It's just a bit of fencing wire.
Fencing wire, yeah, to attach the two together at the top to hold it together.
Like that, so the net doesn't catch on the.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah, because the net will go over the top anyway, so that's fine. Yeah. Good-o. Oh, look, another ladybird. Ladybug. Look at that. Hello. All right. So that's ready now?
Just need your net.
Okay, we'll go and get the net. Yeah, I've got a box of netting. I feel like we're going to need more, but I didn't know there was all different lengths and widths, and I didn't really know what we were going to need.
This is what, how many's in here?
It's 10 metres by 10 metres.
So we've got to cut it.
Possibly. We might need scissors.
We're going to need scissors. 10 metres.
Yeah. It's going to have to be cut. But once I know how much this does, then I'll know how much more we need. I didn't want to buy several boxes and then not have the right, I went for the wider one because I thought that the trees that are higher are going to need a little bit more height, and they're possibly not going to cover the sides. So that's why I went the 10 metres. So it just comes in a roll. This is bird safe, or safer for birds. That's something you have to be.
Hear all the birds in the tree watching us.
Oh yeah, they're watching us going, what are you doing? You're going to cover up all our fruit that we want to eat. I will need scissors, yes. Yeah. Sorry. How does this, okay. Rightio. So it's kind of on a roll like this. This is going to be interesting. And I'm guessing it's about, okay. So what we might need to do is, if we kind of unroll that along there, and then we'll take it over and see how this goes over.
It's a 16 buff in the dark.
Well, we've got two done. So we did the first one, and then we've got this one here, which is my cherry tree, and it actually has a few cherries on it. It's the smallest cherry tree. There's another one there. That one only has a few cherries, but this one actually has quite a few. It's only a little, but we've got that one done. We're calling it a day because we don't have any more stakes, and we tried to do this one here with the metal star pickets, but we didn't have, our drill bits were blunt, and we don't have the right screws. We've got wood screws and they need to be metal. So we're going to get some more supplies, some more stakes. We've actually used wooden ones for here, and I think they will work fine, particularly for the smaller trees. And we will try again tomorrow. It's really quite hot. There is no breeze. We may get some rain. It's a little bit cloudy, and it's really still and humid, so I'm done. I'm calling it a day, and we will try again and see how many we can get done tomorrow. Well, it is several weeks later. I'm finally going to finish this video. You can see behind me that we have most of the trees we wanted netted done, except for there's one behind me just there that we ran out of netting, and dogs are always going to bark when I'm trying to do a video. We ran out of netting, and the birds have actually attacked most of the fruit, so there's really no need to do it at this stage, but the frame's up and it's ready to go. However, a few days after we put the frames up and did the nets, something happened. We had a really hot, windy day. It was probably not as windy, I would say, as we can get, but it was still quite windy. And I'm going to insert a video here now that I filmed I put it on my Instagram story to show you what happened to the nets in the wind. So as you can see, they did not hold up very well in the wind. I'll show you a couple of reasons why. I'll just turn the camera around and explain to you what we've changed, but I still don't think it's going to fully solve the issue of what is going to happen with these in the wind. How is the fruit tree netting faring with this wind? Not real good. I don't know what we're going to do. That really needs fixing. So if you remember, we used some fencing wire to tie these two bits together. Well, the fencing wire in the wind just slipped down, and as you could see in the video, the whole thing just sort of was bending over and coming apart. So we have now used some, I'm not sure if you can see that through the net, but we've used some duct tape or electrical tape to tape that up so it doesn't slip. And the other thing is that we ended up using some wooden posts, and we didn't really put them into the ground deep enough. So in the wind, they were bending over and then making the whole thing collapse. So I think we've put them in a bit better. Time will tell. We haven't had another very windy day since then. But I think, honestly, what we're going to have to do is when we have a windy day, we're going to have to pull off the netting, sit it down there beside it with some bricks on top, and then put the netting back on after the wind is finished. Because the problem is the actual structure of the frames is fine in the wind, but the netting actually causes some resistance against the wind, and then it pushes on it, and then the whole structure starts to bend over. Anyway, the smaller ones, so this one here and that apple tree over there, they survived. I think because they're sort of lower to the ground, they didn't do as bad. But these larger ones that are higher up, 1, 2, and 3, did not fare very well. So if anyone knows how to do this better, I don't know, let me know. But for now, I think we've just decided that if we have strong winds forecast, we're just going to take the nets off, sit them down, and put them back on when they're done. Now, I will show you why these nets are so important, because have a look at this. Actually, some of those are probably ready. I'm just going to lift up this netting so I can show you better. But have a look at that. I've got beautiful cherries on that tree, and I would say some of those are actually ready to pick. And this is why we need the net. to protect them because the birds would have eaten all of those. And this one over, oh no, look what's happened. Oh, how did that happen? They got into it. I covered them. Oh my goodness, look at that. I've covered them with these bags, these produce bags. And look at that. They have pecked through the bag. I don't know if you can see that, but those cherries there on the end have been eaten. I wonder if these are ready to pick. Probably not quite. Oh, I was so hoping that this was going to work, but look at those buggers. They still got into it. Okay, so that method doesn't work. I thought that would be good for, because there wasn't too many cherries on this tree, but you know, if you look at what's happened here and the mess that they've made, and they've still eaten the cherries through the bag, whereas these cherries are all perfectly fine. So yeah, we really can't be relying on this method. That does not work. Anyway, that is it. That's our fruit trees. That's where we're at. And I will update you down the track as to how they last throughout the summer. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that this was interesting to see how we net our fruit trees and some of the issues that we come across, because as you can see, we live in a very open area and the winds can be pretty bad. So these structures are great on a day like today. There's barely any wind today, but they just really did not hold up on a windy day. So we'll see how we go. I will let you know as we go through the summer and see how they hold up. But really, these just need to get through until sort of autumn, and then they can all come down. I will leave the frames up, but take the netting down and pack them away. So thank you so much for watching, and if you are interested in this sort of content, homesteading, growing food, cooking, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That really helps my channel, and it's free, so you'll get all the notifications of when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching.